The Nigerian political space is currently experiencing a massive earthquake as the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has tightened its grip on the former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami. A viral headline claiming that Malami is now completely homeless after the EFCC 57 of his linked properties in Abuja and Kebbi has completely taken over the internet and sparked intense conversations across the nation. While the word homeless is clearly a dramatic internet exaggeration designed to capture attention, the reality playing out in the courtroom is that a staggering real estate empire is currently slipping rapidly out of his hands. The anti-graft agency is not backing down. They have officially urged the Federal High Court in Abuja to order the permanent forfeiture of 57 massive properties allegedly linked to the former minister and his immediate family. We are not talking about a small case of a hidden bank account or a missing official vehicle. This is a massive collection of landed properties spread across Abuja, Kebbi, Kano, and Kaduna states with a mind-blowing estimated value of over 213 billion naira. To fully grasp the magnitude of this situation, you have to look closely at the legal heavyweights the EFCC has deployed to the courtroom. Their powerful legal team, led by top-tier lawyers Jibrin Okutepa and Ekele Iyanoche, stood firmly before Justice Joyce Abdul-Malik to argue that the respondents have failed to provide any solid or sufficient evidence to stop the government from permanently taking over these highly valuable assets. The core of this massive legal battle revolves around a very simple mathematical problem that the EFCC says completely fails to add up. During the court proceedings, a highly detailed affidavit was presented by an EFCC investigator named Daniel Adebayo. The commission revealed to the court that it had received multiple heavy petitions alleging serious corruption, abuse of office, and fraud against the former minister during his 8-year tenure from 2015 to 2023. The investigation launched by the EFCC was incredibly deep and thorough. They obtained financial records from commercial banks and the Central Bank of Nigeria, while also making serious inquiries with the Corporate Affairs Commission, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, and the Code of Conduct Bureau. The agency physically verified and valued the assets, queried land registries across several northern states, and interviewed multiple individuals linked to the massive transactions. What they presented to the judge was absolutely shocking. The EFCC clearly outlined Malami's official earnings while in office to expose the massive gap between his official income and his alleged property empire. According to the official records, Malami was paid a total salary of about 89 million naira over his 8 years in office, which averages out to less than 1 million naira per month. He also received a severance allowance of about 12 million naira at the end of his tenure, along with travel allowances totaling around 253 million naira. When you add all his known and lawful sources of income together, it is completely overshadowed by the astronomical 213 billion naira valuation of the 57 seized properties. Bringing you these deep, factual breakdowns of high-profile government investigations takes an enormous amount of daily research, verification, and dedication. If you are enjoying this clear and unfiltered presentation of the facts, please take just one quick second right now to smash that like button. Liking the video is the absolute best way to tell the YouTube algorithm to push this crucial reality-based journalism to millions of other Nigerians who desperately want to see transparency and accountability in our political system. Also, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you never miss out on these daily factual updates. Your continuous support is the absolute foundation of this independent newsroom, giving us the strength to keep holding our leaders accountable and bringing the absolute truth directly to your screen without any political bias. Looking deeper into exactly how these massive properties were allegedly acquired, the EFCC investigator stated that aside from the actual acquisition of the assets being wildly disproportionate to Malami's known income, there was a deliberate and calculated scheme to hide the origin of the funds. The commission alleged before the court that no building permits or proper construction approvals were obtained from the appropriate local authorities to erect most of the various massive structures in Kano and Kebbi states. The EFCC claims this was a carefully planned strategy to disguise the unlawful origin of the funds used to acquire the massive real estate portfolio, which even includes high-value assets tied to Rehan University in Kebbi State. The agency firmly believes these properties were acquired through secret proxies and corporate entities linked directly to the former minister and his two sons. The legal timeline shows that this intense battle for the properties has been brewing since the very beginning of the year. Back on January 8, 2026, Justice Emeka Nite of the Federal High Court granted an interim forfeiture order following an urgent application by the EFCC. The court directed that the massive assets be taken over by the federal government and ordered the EFCC to publish the order in a national newspaper to notify the public. This publication happened in This Day newspaper on January 9th, giving any interested parties strictly monitored 14 days to show why the properties should not be permanently forfeited. Naturally, Malami and the other respondents immediately challenged the forfeiture proceedings, fighting extremely hard to urge the court to set aside the interim order and return the properties. However, the EFCC is insisting that no sufficient cause has been shown to stop the final forfeiture of the assets to the federal government. Now, Justice Joyce Abdul Malik has officially fixed April 21st for the hearing of the motion for final forfeiture, setting the stage for what will undoubtedly be one of the biggest legal showdowns of 2026. This massive situation brings us to a very crucial discussion, and I am genuinely eager to read your personal thoughts on this unfolding drama. When you look at the massive difference between a public official's lawful salary and the billions of naira in assets linked to them, what goes through your mind about the state of leadership in our country? Do you believe the EFCC has built a solid enough case to permanently seize these 57 properties? Or do you think the former minister will find a legal loophole to win them back when the court meets again on April 21st? Please take a few moments right now to go straight down into the comment section and type out your full, honest perspective. Your voice is a critical part of this massive national conversation about justice, political accountability, and the future of our nation's resources.